What's going on, man?
Hey, man, you got an assistant?
No, yeah. Yes, you gotta grow. You gotta think big to get big, right?
Hey, I love it. That's what she said. Now,
No.
with today's video is brought to you by MotherTruckerJobs.com. MotherTruckerJobs.com connects family-owned companies that treat you like you, recommended by drivers. Down below, you could get job opportunities, so don't miss your chance to create an alert. And if you need to reach out to me, hit the live chat to email us to get the information you need. What is going on, Mother Truckers? Welcome to the Theasianmaishow. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so much. Now, let's talk about trucking and let's talk about money because those are two things I like to do. Now, with that said, let's welcome Escargot, special guest today. Let's give him a phone call. Let's see how he's doing. Let's learn about some trucking. I'm really hoping to learn a way to make more money, right? Because I'm sure that's why you guys watch this show. So that's what I'm here for as well. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's give him a call.
Hello,
Hello. Is Escargot there?
Mr. Escargo. Let me check. Hold on one moment. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, you got an assistant?
No, yeah. Yes, you gotta grow. You gotta think big to get big, right?
Hey, I love it. That's what she said.
No.
Now, with that
Out of
said,
control.
out of control, right? So
Out of
definitely,
control.
people will see this on the upload when we do the upload. But for people that don't know, Escargot is basically a really, really cool, down to earth. He has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you consider yourself a YouTube trucker or not, but with that said, you have a lot of great information on your channel and. The Theasianmaishow reached out, and basically we got lucky enough to get a phone call with you. So thank you so much for that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man. I actually feel honored that you calling me up and putting me on this. It's cool.
Man, come on, man. For people that
Come
don't
on
know,
now.
for people that don't know, Escargot was literally the first person to ever give me a shout out on their channel. Did you know that?
I didn't know I was the first, but I remember doing the shout out.
Yeah. I think I was we were at like a couple hundred subscribers, and you did that, and I was just showing the video to my mama, to everybody, and they're just like,
For real?
they're just like, who's this white guy talking about you, or is this your friend? Oh, this is your friend that you grew up with? I'm like, no, Mom, this is the dude. She don't speak a lot of English, so I'm trying to explain that to her. This is a dude. We're doing something called YouTube, and he showed the channel some love. You know what I mean?
Right. That's cool, man.
So,
That's cool. Your mom watches it and stuff like that.
but now me, I got to do my thing, and so since you shouted me out a couple of years ago, I know I'm a little late at it, but what I'm gonna do is I got your channel up right now, so when people watch on the upload, they'll see it. Escargot, 1,469 subscribers. So if all you mother truckers can jump over there. And let's make that 1,470 at least.
Oh, yeah. At least 70. At least.
You know what I'm saying? At least, right? Now,
right.
With that said, let's get down to business. The Theasianmaishow, we like talking about trucking. We like talking about money. So hopefully you're comfortable in not exposing, but maybe having a conversation about what you do, where you do it, and the kind of money someone can make doing it. And how much experience you might need to do that.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt, yeah.
Where would you like to start?
Book.
Where would you like to start, sir?
I don't know. What I mean? Like basically, before I got into becoming an owner-operator, running my own authority, what I mean? Everyone starts someplace. I started off, I was actually running motorsports. pretty much. I ran motorsports for like 10 years, and then I got to a point, and I was making decent money. They were paying me hourly, $32 an hour, which wasn't bad. And my boss told me one day in a review, he was like, "Hey, look, you're at the top of your pay grade. You're not gonna get any more raises." So, that kind of demotivated me a little bit, but it motivated me also, because then once I heard that, I was like, okay, well, if he's not going to give me a raise, I'm going to give myself a raise. So that's when I went into picking up a lease truck and pretty much, running with a company called Interstate Distributors, who got bought out by Heartland. And that purchase of Heartland, or of Interstate Distributors by Heartland, is what motivated me to go get my own authority. So ever since then, like I said, even though I was making like $32 an hour and it was almost $100,000 a year, gross, I was still living paycheck to paycheck. But the motivator for me now isn't that I can share with other people. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but you can actually now I'm at a point where I have money in the bank. One thing I haven't really shared that much is last year when I paid taxes, I had to pay $21,000 in taxes. But that had to do with 21,000, but that had to do with the fact that I pulled money out of a retirement account, but I didn't pull out enough percentage because I was stupid, So I had to pay that was basically probably about $19,000 right there, maybe a little bit less, but so it was a lot of money. So I had to pay that back. But the point I was trying to get to, even though I had to pay so much in taxes, even being my first year in business, because I kind of managed and handled my money the right way and, put money away, I was able to just write a check and just pay off the IRS. No problem. No, I didn't have to make payments to them. I had the money in the bank. I was like, okay, here you go. Here's your freaking money. Let's try to do better next year,
Right. I feel you on that. So,
right.
Dang. So how much years experience do you need to get with your company now? Basically, with the company that you're working for or, contracting with?
Right now, I'm not even contracting with anybody. I'm running under my own, 100% under my own authority.
Congratulations.
So yeah, I'm not even signed. I'm just out there just trying to hustle loads and everything. Like since I was in motorsports for so long, I was able to make some good connections. And so I am actually right now, because I didn't like the way the freight rates were and stuff like that, I'm actually running motorsports loads, and I'm actually not too far from you, Alex.
Wait, where are you
right
at?
Here I'm in at the Love on I-95 in Ormond Beach.
Dang, you ain't that far. You like 3 hours from me.
Yeah, you know exactly where that is, huh? This is your neighborhood.
Yeah, you need to drive over here a little bit. Actually, you're always you were in my old neighborhood all the time, because I was originally in Tracy, and you're always parked in Manteca and stuff, right?
Always, yeah. Because I live in Southern California for now, but I live in Southern California, and so it was just natural for me to take loads up to Tracy, all the time. Because they got the Costco up there, Safeway, all that stuff.
Right. So now running for yourself now, what tips? What load boards are people using? What do they need to make almost that six figures that we're talking about?
It's actually not too hard, but the first load I ever pulled was for C.H. Robinson, because not having any time underneath my authority, you're kind of limited on who you can sign up for. Like companies, like some of the better ones, like Allen Lund, or I don't know, just some of the other ones out there. I think even Swift. If you don't have enough time with your own authority,
right,
they're going to, they don't want to mess with you, basically. But companies like C.H. Robinson, Uber Freight, and Convoy are the first three that I started off with. They signed me up right away with, not having a day running under my own authority, and it went from there.
Wait. We got to say that one more time. So if you are you're an owner-operator, you're working yourself, right, and you're new and you don't have too much back history with your company since you're spanking new, list those three companies one last time so people know who they can maybe contact.
Right. Okay. So those three companies that you could definitely get under would be C.H. Robinson, which a lot of people refer to them as cheap and heavy Robinson.
Right.
there's Uber Freight, which I'm sure everybody knows of, and then there's a company called Convoy, and they're kind of like Uber Freight, where you just look at the loads and you click and go,
Mm.
basically.
So which one's better out of the three from your experience, or do you use all three just in case?
I was actually mainly using C.H. Robinson, but I mean, C.H. Robinson, they're always trying. You have to fight with them to get the price that you want, which is it's not impossible. It just depends on how close to the pickup time that you book the load. So you have to kind of time it right. But I've mainly used in the beginning a lot of Uber Freight, and then I started kind of moving over to Convoy some, because I kind of like Convoy's program a little bit better as far as like requesting detention, being able to bid on the loads, which you can do with Uber Freight, but you have to call them up and then talk to them. Say, if they say they're offering for 1,000, but you want to do it for 1,200, you can call Uber Freight up and say, hey, I'm looking at this load, and I just want to put a bid on. I want to do it for 1,200 instead of 1,000, and then, if it's available, they'll let you do it. But more than likely, someone else is going to snatch it up at 1,000.
Dang. So if you could do it back again, and you were going to start your own company and run under your own number, you would definitely use Convoy first, right, before the other two?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Convoy. I mean, Convoy and Uber Freight are pretty much on the same even playing field, but Convoy, I think, just their program is a little bit better. I just don't think they have as much freight as Uber Freight does.
Right. No, I hear what you're saying. And so, man, so even as and how long have you been running under your own authority?
I went underneath my own authority in March of 2018, so it hasn't even been that long yet. Matter of fact, I'm just at a year right now.
Man, that's perfect. So for people that are company drivers or they're lease owner operators, when should they make that step? Because I'm sure that step was scary as hell, but when should they make that step and say, you know what, I'm going to run under my own authority, and I'm going to try this out and try these load boards or what have you?
I think everybody's different when it comes to that aspect. For me, I thought about it. I started thinking about probably about 2 years before I actually made the jump. And then what I started doing is practicing while I was a company driver, keeping track of my numbers, what my fuel mileage was, how much I was keeping, or how much I was spending, what my cost would be or something like that.
Right.
And I think you want to know those things. You want to know what lanes are, it might be kind of hard to know what lanes are paying what as a company driver because you don't really have access to that information. But, just being able to keep track of your numbers, because that's almost one of the most important things. You have to kind of keep track, know what your running cost is. You have to, and the reason that you have to know what your running cost is because, how can you bid on a load if you don't know what it costs you to operate your truck? You know what I'm saying?
Any apps or anything like that you used, or what's the way for them, what's the way for people to calculate this that are new? So just for everyone that's going to be listening to this, S-Cargo is going to let you know that, before you start thinking about running under your own, you should be practicing as you're running, like pretending that you're running for your own while you're working for a company, just so that you already get that training in, right?
Right, exactly. It's like any job that you do, you're going to go to school and train for it. You get your CDL, you got to go to school to get it. So become an owner operator. There's not necessarily a school for it, which maybe that might be a good idea. I don't know.
Hey,
maybe that's a future thought.
Hey, get it. So any
right.
any apps or anything that you found useful to help you practice to run your business so that people can get on the right track?
There's actually a few of them. You can go to the OIDA website, and then they have some stuff, which is OIDA, the Owner Operators Independent Drivers Association, and they actually have like spreadsheets that you can plug in information to kind of get an idea of what certain costs are going to be, insurance, fuel, UC, all that stuff. And then, they also have this other one called Trucking Office, and there's another one that I saw, this company, guys run for Travel Local. I can't remember that's bad. I can't remember their names, but yeah, there's just different things. You could just look it up, like trucking. You could Google trucking cost calculator, and I'm sure several things will come up, and you just have to find what works for you, basically.
No, that's awesome. So if you could do it back again, how many years, how many days, how many seconds would you kind of practice doing this before you would say, you know what, you need to get your butt up and you need to do it, man?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a certain, years, days, months, seconds, all that other stuff, but
I need to know the breakdown
I know,
so
man.
the people on my show can get something out of this.
Well, see, I mean, this is the way it took me 2 years to figure it out to say, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
Like somebody like you that's maybe, a little bit smarter than me, maybe you do it for like 6 months,
Hey,
So it just depends on how when you're comfortable.
Escargot, stop playing yourself like this. For people that don't know, how many years experience you have trucking, sir?
I started driving in 2003, so that's about 16 years.
So see how humble Escargot is? 16 years of trucking, and from this conversation, he makes it sound like he's been driving for 2.5 years.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. Today's my first day, First day on the road.
I don't know what that is. Give me 1 second. Someone trying to call in.
We got some callers, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna call them back. But since we're having such a friendly conversation, I heard some smacking. I don't know what you're doing over there.
Oh no! Well, you don't really want to know, but it's not probably what you're thinking, man. You're nasty. I was doing something that I never do. That I never do on videos. So probably a lot of people don't know that I do it, but I was getting something set up.
Okay, is that what that was?
Right.
You set yourself up for failure, Escargot, when you say I was doing something I usually don't do. So I was like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. You can take it any way you want it, But let's just say I got a lighter in one hand, something else in another hand, and I just cracked open the side window, catch some fresh air.
Jesus. All right, now I know what's going on. So, so now that now people that know, this is a fun conversation. This is a great and fun interview. 16 years of experience, and basically, when you were in the right mindset for it, because that's what it was, right? At one point, when did you say, "Hey, I got to go from company to running my own business"? What was the mindset? Why did that change?
It was basically because I wasn't going to make any more money. Like I said, when I was a company driver, I was doing really well. I ran motorsports like Formula Drift. I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but I ran Formula Drift, Supercross, which is what I'm doing exactly right now at this moment. But at Supercross, American Le Mans with the Porsche team. I did a lot of different motorsport stuff, off-road stuff. And so, I kind of had the dream job, great benefits, great pay, getting paid by the hour. So, I was never in a rush, but, it's just something, each individual is different. And for me, when somebody tells me that I can't go any further, I have to go further. You know what I mean?
I love that. And you know what? Do you kick yourself in the butt a little bit? Do you wish you would have done this, maybe 10 years ago?
I do. I was actually talking to my wife about that, but then she was like, yeah, see, my wife's smarter than me too. She said, yeah, but if you would have done it 10 years ago, then think of all the stuff you would have missed out on. Think of all the motorsport stuff that you wouldn't have done. It would all just been regular trucking your whole career. And like right now, I'm parked in a black and yellow RV that says Dunlop Motorsports on the side of the thing, and down here by Daytona Beach, Florida, going to the Daytona Speedway to do a Supercross event. So I wouldn't have had those opportunities because I wouldn't have made those contacts.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, I don't regret it. The timing is perfect for everything. God has his timing for everybody and everything.
I love that, brother. I love that. So, for people, whenever you're ready, the mindset has to be ready. And it sounds like right now as a company driver, if that's what you're doing, because definitely if you're thinking about being your own boss, you should at least be a company driver first. Don't jump.
I think so, yeah.
Don't jump the gun. Learn how to drive the truck first, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Make sure that you're straight so that you're not just blindsided when the numbers come at you, because the numbers are going to come at you real fast.
No, I can imagine. But when you do, I'm telling people, this is a man with 16 years experience, but freshly For 1 year, he's been his own owner op, and he's been using the tools that probably a lot of you might not know about. And if all these mother truckers jump on your channel, would they be able to get some information on where to go or pick your brain a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I don't really get too deep into stuff, which I probably should. I mean, with my YouTube channel, I haven't really tried that hard. I just record stuff here and there and put stuff together. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had a lot of people in the comment sections ask me questions, and I do my best to answer every single question that comes through.
See, I love that. I love that. And is it possible to? Is it actually possible to take home 100 grand? Is it possible to take home 100 grand as an owner op? I mean, so many people that are a company, they think that owner op is like it's where it's at. What are your thoughts
Right.
about that?
Yeah, it's actually very easy. But I mean, basically, I'm on average on the low end grossing right around $5,000 a week. I've had a low of about 4,500, and I've had a high of about 8,400. So on average, it's usually about 5,000 a week. So I mean, you think about 20,000 a month, and that's what, $250,000 a year, or between 250 $300,000 a year. So I mean, yeah, you're going to have a lot of costs with stuff, and but you have to just manage your money the right way, because even though I'll make $5,000 a week just on average, say, I give myself a salary, and that's all I take home. I pay myself $1,500 a week, and everything up and above that after my cost just stays in the business account.
Really? So you're basically paying yourself $72,000 a year, and I'm not guessing, but I'm hoping and knowing that you probably have a good amount of money still left in that business account.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was able to, like I said before, I was always living from paycheck to paycheck, pay the bills, and then, I have a little bit left over, and then the wife called me up saying, "Oh, be careful because we only have like $33 left in the bank." I'm like, "Oh, okay," but I mean, now it's at a point, I was able to, within the first year, I bought myself a Jeep. It was an older Jeep, but I was able to pay like $12,000 cash for a Jeep. I was able to pay my taxes, which was $21,000. And yeah, I mean, if you manage your money right and treat yourself, even though you own the company, but you treat yourself as an employee of your company, and just give yourself say, this is what I need to live on, and a little bit extra, and this is what I'm going to take, and everything else stays in the business. I mean, yeah, you'll do very good, and you'll also be set up just in case there's an emergency or something goes wrong, which it will.
I'm sure, and there's no number, right? People always say save 10% of your income. There's no number. When you have bad luck, you just have bad luck all year long.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. So I mean, yeah, a lot of people do that. They keep a separate maintenance account, and then they have a separate business account, but I mean, I don't really keep a separate maintenance account. Everything. All my money, when I get paid to get my settlements and everything, goes into the business account. And once a week, my wife runs to the bank, says, "Let me have $1,500," and she takes out and puts it in our personal account. But yeah, I mean, you'll be amazed at how fast it'll build up if you just if you figure, say, okay, I need $1,000 a week to live, to pay my bills, to have a little bit extra, and then everything else, you don't even touch the rest of the stuff. And next thing you know, you're gonna look in the bank account, you're gonna see $20, $30, $40,000 sitting in there easy, and it happens real quick.
Whoa. I don't even want to get in your personal, but that's amazing right there. So for people that are listening, this is a man that worked basically 15 years in trucking, made good money hourly, but couldn't keep money. And now that he's running his business and he's treating it like a business and paying himself like an employee, you're having that kind of money in your bank?
Yes.
Wow. I love it, because we talk a lot about depressing stories on this show, because I like to give people the grit and the reality, because most people aren't making it. And don't think that Escargot he wasted his time, because you don't even have to talk to me about it when you say in that 15 years you built connections. So building connections is important, and that's why Escargot is running his business, even though it's his first year running it. He's running it differently because he kept connections with all those people, right?
Right, exactly.
So, so we're
So,
not
but
trying to give you the
uh,
wrong idea like everybody's coming out here balling. You got to give yourself a
no.
little pat in the back for all that hard work and, just staying connected and treating people right over the years regardless, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of it depends on your work ethic also because if they remember you as the guy who was lazy and they couldn't rely on or anything, and then you never know what bridge you're gonna have to go back over again. So that's why they always say don't burn your bridges because you never know if you can come back and have to cross right back over that same bridge again. It could come up, which I'm on that bridge going right back over it again right now, but I'm doing it in a different capacity. I'm getting paid as a contractor. They didn't hire my truck, but they hired me
I love it.
from my company from S Cargo. They said, hey, we don't need your truck, but we need your driver, which is my driver is me basically.
But, I did an interview with Vic Med a little bit ago, and
Cool.
it's funny. And this might be in the wrong order when I do these because I've been doing a lot of interviews. But
Right.
whenever this uploads, he said that 2 trucks is the number for you to basically stay at home and dispatch and not have to work and make the same amount of money as you're making trucking. So
Yes.
and he lives in L.A. So
He does. I've met
know,
Vic Med before.
oh
I actually
really?
ran into him at a pickup one time. We were both picking up at the same place because, I mean, we both stay out there in the same area. So, I ran into him once, and I didn't even recognize him. He pulled in, and I guess, I mean, he recognized the purple princess, recognized my purple Kenworth sitting there, and he pulled up and he stopped and he got out and he said, hey, and I looked at him. I was like, oh, dang, what's up, man? So, yeah, we talked for a couple. He's a cool dude. I like that dude a lot, and he's full of a lot of good information.
I'm telling you, connect with him. And he got 5 trucks, so at 5, you're sitting really set. So,
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
you know what I mean? So you see what the number looks like now. They're not hiring you; they're hiring your driver. So after a while, I want to see you at home, man, just sipping on pina coladas.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah, and that's my plan. I mean, because the way I feel, if you're going to get your own authority, you might as well grow as a company. If
That's
you're
right.
not going to grow, I mean, just run off of somebody else's stuff. Then you don't have all the extra work that you have to do. Because one thing people have to realize is once you have your own authority, you go home for a day off. It's not really a day off. You're in there, I mean, every quarter you're filing your IFTA, doing all stuff, keeping track of numbers. I go home and then, I'll get home, say, like a Friday night, and then Saturday I'm outside in my office sitting there punching in the numbers for the week because you have to keep track of your expenses, keep track of your profit and your losses, basically. Because a lot of people don't know it, but these companies that you work for, they don't have to send you to 1099 by law. I mean, a lot of them do it out of courtesy, but they don't have to. And if you don't keep track of your stuff weekly to figure out how much you made and how much you spent on stuff, come tax time, you might have to hustle a little bit to try and put that stuff together. It's better to keep track of it throughout the year.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, brother. So, no, I appreciate you so much, for jumping on the Asian My Show. At the end of this, is there anything you want to leave people with at all before we end this interview?
The only other thing I want to say is if anything that you want to do, prepare yourself for it. And never settle with what you have, because if you don't ever take the jump, and I mean, sometimes the parachute will open, sometimes it won't. But if it doesn't open and you fail, you just you just try again. That might be a bad analogy,
That's
but
very, that's a horrible analogy. You ain't gonna fail. You're gonna die. So for people listening
Right on.
and watching this, you will not die. Okay.
You will not die. You'll
Okay.
just learn, and you'll come back better, bigger, and stronger.
Oh
Right.
man, that's why I love you, brother.
Right on.
You're just a fun guy, brother, and you're super successful. And the thing that I love about you, man, is you're super humble, and you've always been.
Oh, thank you.
And so everybody, all you mother truckers out there, subscribe to S Cargo. I'll have his links below. And if you want to learn how to basically do your first year as an owner operator, this guy might be the right guy. Because I try to say this enough, and people don't listen. Is a lot of people want to give you information about how to be something, but then whatever that was, that step they took, it could have been 20 years ago. Times change.
It could have been.
Rules and laws change. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're 100% right.
You know,
100% right.
you want your information by somebody that you actually want your information from someone that's actually done it, for one, and then for two, that has done it in the last couple of years at least, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, because there's gonna be a lot of people that tell you, "Oh, don't do it. You're wasting your time, and you're not gonna go anywhere, and you're gonna fail at this or fail at that." But maybe they failed and didn't learn from their mistakes, and just get back up and try it again. You know,
Right.
but
Did anyone actually? So before I let you go, was there anybody in your life that was against you jumping on and saying, "Hey, I want to start my own company"?
yes, a lot of people were, and actually, even my own uncle, he was a truck driver his whole life, and I was in the army, and I told him I was going to get out of the army and start driving trucks, and he told me stay in the army and forget about driving trucks. But if I would have listened to him, yeah, I might have had a decent little retirement, but I would have never had the experiences or the success that I've been able to have. And I wouldn't be talking to Mr. Alex Mai on the phone right now.
You better stop with that bullshit real quick.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be on the phone with you.
So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and you have a blessed day, brother.
Yeah, you too, man. It's good talking to you, man. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah. Peace out.
All right, man. Peace.